TIFU. By trying to hook up my female friend with a hot firefighter. So many years ago, like 20 years ago, on a weightlifting community when I was a young teenager, I befriend a guy who was a few years older than me. Approximately 5 years older than me. I was 13, he was 18. He gave him a lot of good weightlifting, dieting advice, and we ended up becoming gamer buddies. Now we drifted apart for a few years and then rekindled our friendship years down the road. Going forward, we will call my friend John. When I was in mid-20s, I ended up moving nearby John. I lived in a smaller town about 2 hours from him. And John and I, knowing each for over a decade by this point, decided to meet up. First time I went to go see him. He showed me around his favorite spots. We ended up watching some sports at a sports bar, drinking, having a good time, etc. Second time, John came down to visit me and I borrowed my dad's motorcycle and John rode my bike. We smoked together. He went home. Third time, John said he was going deep sea fishing and a cousin dropped out, and if I wanted to come along I could, so I did. Well, then a high school friend of mine, who is this beautiful Asian American woman, we shall name her Anna, got a job in John's city. Like, this woman was gorgeous. I also knew her type. She liked really muscular guys who loved sports, etc. Well, Anna and I are talking on Facebook and she mentions she's single and I tell her about John. How he's a firefighter, likes sports, is really in shape, loves to cook, etc. Anna is super excited about John and I think, why don't I try and hook those two up? Quote. So I ask her if she'd be interested in meeting John and seeing where things go. She goes yes. So I message John and I ask one question. Are you single? He said, yay, and I leave it at that. So a few weeks later I have some free time coming up and I ask Anna if she'd be up for meeting John. She says absolutely. So I message John and tell him I'm thinking of coming up to his city to meet a high school friend of mine and if he wants to join us. He says yay. So we agree to meet up at a restaurant I know John likes. Anna and I get there first. And a few minutes later John comes in. Anna whispers to me that I was right on the money and I'm thinking score. John is single. Anna is hot and successful. John going fall for head over heels. We order some drinks. And our dinner conversation stays pretty light. We decide to go to a bar. We get to the bar. Anna gets some drinks in her and starts getting hitting and John. She wants him. It takes John a moment and John pulls me aside and asks me, did you invite me to meet your friend? 'Cause you wanted us to hook up? And I go, yay, I did. John hangs his head low, shakes his head, looks back up at me and goes, dude, I'm gay. And I go, what? You're gay? He goes, yay, I'm gay. And I ask, why have you never told me? And he goes, well, you never asked. And I go, why haven't you mentioned any of your boyfriends? And he tells me that most of his boyfriends have been in the closet and they wanted to keep the relationship off social media. At this point Anna comes over. She's fairly drunk. She rubs up on John's arm and goes, I really just want you to know you're super hot. And I'd love it if you took me to your bed tonight. John looks at her and goes, you're really pretty. But you're not my type. And Anna goes, oh, you don't like Asians? He goes, no. I'm gay. Anna is standing there for a moment, processing this information, looks at me and goes, you tried to hook me up with a gay guy? And I respond, I didn't know he was gay. Anna looks at me and goes, you've known him for like 15 years and you didn't know he was gay? And I go, yay. She goes, oh. Wow. She thought for a moment and said, well, I thought I was going hook up with you. So I need a moment, I'm going go step outside. John and I went to our table and had a good talk. He had only come out of the closet shortly after I moved nearby, and knew I was straight and liked being friends with me and didn't want to ruin our friendship over him being gay, and I never asked, so he never felt the need to tell me he was gay. And to be fair, I didn't care he was gay, he is still a cool guy. Anna comes back after a few minutes and sits down and goes, "Okay, I'm new here. You're gay, so we aren't going to be hooking up. But like, do you where the best place to shop here is?" John laughs and goes, "Yay, I can show you." The rest of the night was good. Anna and John are still good friends. Since that night, John actually met the man of his dreams. I was supposed to attend his wedding, but COVID-19 makes international travel difficult. And that, folks, is the story of how I tried to hook up my hot female friend with my hot male friend. And I found out he was gay. TL. Doctor tried to play matchmaker. Found out my friend is gay. Honestly, about the sweetest TIFU I've read in a while. Here I am on the shitter reading the sweetest TIFU ever to hit Reddit. Very wholesome. You sound like a good friend. I got huge bromance vibes just from the first few sentences of your post, haha. Not surprised how this turned out. That's a sweet story about not really a fuck up with the nice ending. Why didn't you start something with Anna? Something wholesome for once. Oh, alcohol. How you loosen tongues. New hire house party at my place. Chatting with single male, Jay, and married woman, Claire. She's an auditor and, frankly, knows all the cute, attractive single women. She mentions it to friend one, who declines. And I, being the idiot, say, "Well, if you know any hot single guys, he'd be far more interested." The pained look on Jay's face for that moment. Oh God. If I could go back. Apparently not everyone knew he was gay, but here I had just said so. Fortunately, and rather awesomely, Claire was a major, massive supporter, ally, and totally rolled right with it. And until he publicly acknowledged it, we said nothing else. I still to this day feel like shit for that, and have never ever even hinted or questioned anyone since. I know Jay has forgiven me. And he said he wasn't really even upset, just very surprised and afraid people would hate him for it. Which makes my blunder all the more painful. I miss those folks. I'ma be honest, I was so afraid it'd turn into a dark story. Like some homophobic shit. I'm glad it didn't. The fuck up isn't too bad. It's just really funny and unfortunate for the lady. Congratulations to your friend. He definitely seems like a good guy. Okay, but is Anna still single? Asking for a friend, that's not gay. Finally, a good ending and no one is mentally or emotionally fucked up. Thanks for the awesome read. Call me hand. I mean, you could have satiated her thirst of the evening, degree. I was expecting John to fall for you mid-story. I don't see this as a TIFU. Except for Anna's blue balls. Good story. First time I went to go see him, he showed me around his favorite spots. We ended up watching some sports at a sports bar. Drinking, having a good time, etc. Honey. ETA for the people with zero gaydar in the comments below. That's the point in the story where I knew how it ended. You might disagree, but that doesn't change the ending. Have fun out there. Everybody in the comments is saying, why didn't you start anything with Anna? Just because your friend is attractive doesn't mean you necessarily want to have sex with them. Or that they will want to have sex with you. Regardless, This is a cute story. Brought a smile to my face. Imagine introducing a guy to a girl and he comes up and says to her, "I really just want you to know you're super hot. And I'd love it if you took me to your bed tonight." How fast would everyone label that dude a complete creep? The whole time I was thinking you foo cause he had a thing for you. So happy it ended the way it did, lol. So I message John and tell him I'm thinking of coming up to his city to meet a high school friend of mine and if he wants to join us. He says yay. So we agree to meet up at a restaurant I know John likes. All you had to do was mention your friend's name or just use the word she somewhere in the process and John would have likely clued you in that he was gay. I knew exactly where this story was going, but still loved every minute of it. I could see it coming by this point. So I message John and I ask one question. "Are you single?" He said, "Yay," and I leave it at that. Sitcoms have taught me that leaving it at that will lead to hilarious miscommunication. Being gay was top of the list, followed by being celibate or not interested in a relationship.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.